All right, so we live, y'all. So we got the team back in here with a new member today, my homegirl Keisha, who is going to also elaborate if she feels that broke men deserve access to sex, or my favorite word, vagina. So today's panel, we got Zora the Explorer, aka our resident honest woman, Randy.
Hey y'all,
We
what's
got
good,
Chris
everybody?
from Houston,
Yes, sir. Peace.
Croft Sneakers. We got one of my sister wives in the Andre School of Financial Literacy and Polygamy Science, Monica Lamb, who's going to be Vanna White today with sharing her screen.
Wow.
Whenever we can get her, we can actually hear
Uh,
her.
Mo is on here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Keisha, a little bit. You got to turn up your. You got AirPods on? What type of earphones you got?
That was me.
Huh?
That was Mo.
Oh, it's Mo. I can hear you a little bit, Mo.
You gotta turn
Okay,
your
forget it.
volume up.
All right.
Get closer to the mic.
I don't know what's going
There
on.
you go, Mo. We can hear you a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh, peace, power, and profit, everybody.
There you go. Peace, power, and profit.
Peace.
You gotta be a little bit louder than that, young. You know better. You do
I
this
have,
every Wednesday. What we doing in here,
I
Mo?
have to fix the
Right.
sound. Okay.
But in between time, anytime while Mo fixes sound, go ahead, Randy. Ask Chris what you the way he did.
Oh no, I just was asking Chris how was his Sunday. What went on with you today, Chris, on this beautiful Sunday? Because it was beautiful out.
uh, I went to the gym. Made my rounds, checked on my tabernacle.
Ah,
Uh,
he checking traps. My man Chris out here checking traps. He
Oh, to
said
be
he
young, wild, and free.
word.
yeah,
He said he going around to collect like Kevin Garnett, Jack.
Oh man.
meal ticket.
That.
But everything was copacetic. Everything was cool. How about yours, yo?
Man, I chilled out. I stayed in the house all day, and I loved every second of it.
Yo, it's good. It feels good to be a teacher because I know when y'all get y'all weekends off, y'all ain't doing nothing.
For real.
Yo, honestly, I be chilling, and I chill on purpose because I used to. Nah, that's another story. But yeah, I enjoy my chill now.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
All right, so today's topic once again: should men of low financial status or who struggling financially have access to sex? Randy, what's the name of that song that you were singing?
If it's up by Cardi.
Oh, if it's up by Cardi. And what did she say now?
Broke men don't deserve no pussy.
Lord Jesus, have mercy, God. Lord, send a revival, Jesus. Send a revival.
Bring the holy water.
Man. Hey, Kiki, what's good with your
That's what she
mic? We don't hear
said.
you, young lady. Unmute. There we
I'm,
go.
I'm on here.
You on here. So, since you are new, fresh meat to the gang, right? Tell me what you was telling me earlier. So, you said, now, what is the criteria? Now, let me ask you a question. Should a broke man have access to sex before you go into your spill?
Sex your wage. If you can afford it,
Ooh, she done
that's
created
where
a
you should go.
whole new, yo,
Oh, that's
she
a
said,
word.
she said, sex your wage.
Listen, like I told you.
So that means I'm making love to a garbage can tonight.
You stupid.
I'm grown. I'm grown. I'm 48. I'm pushing
Okay.
50 years old.
Seasoned coochie.
There you go. Call it what you want to call it.
No, that's
But
Vince's vagina. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
at the end of the day, I want someone that's going to come into my life and match my energy,
Mm-hmm.
match what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do anything in my world other than the small things, how can I depend on you as my protector and my provider? Right? Because
Right.
that's what the man is supposed to be.
Right.
If I have to do us to keep us together, if something happens to me, are you going to be able to pay this mortgage?
Mm. Now, here's a question to you. You just said as your protector and your provider, right?
Mm-hmm.
Currently, let's just say he doesn't have a lot of money, but let's just say he's y'all walking from the grocery store and you bought the groceries, right? But let's just say a guy comes and try to snatch your purse and your groceries, but he beat the living daylights out of him. He just protected you and y'all groceries. Don't he deserve some vagina after that? Oh no,
On
but
that
since you
day,
bought
yes.
on that
On
day,
that,
he
yes.
okay, okay. So that's a
On that
nuanced
day.
conversation.
No, but really, I mean,
Uh-huh,
as
I'm listening.
someone in my age bracket,
Okay.
I can't do that. I can't date just for love.
Ooh, y'all heard? Oh, we.
I,
So now is what's love got to do with it, right? So you said you can't date just for love. So that
No,
means there will be no build the booze, right? Your basically your timeline is either come with your stuff together or don't come at all, right?
basically.
Now here's the question to you: how many men that have their stuff together are just gonna have one woman,
I don't know. I don't know.
and and you don't care, don't you? Just say you
I'm
don't care.
yeah, I'm
Just
gonna jump in on this one here.
go ahead, young lady.
So the type of brother she talking about, I've met them a couple of times having moved to Atlanta, and they have no desire and no intentions on being committed to no one woman.
Right.
Like so I feel what she's saying and I get it because and especially at her age and I'm not too far from it when I think about it. So I get what she's saying, but at the same time I feel like it's a slippery slope to granted because love ain't gonna do it all. We know that. Love is not gonna pay the bills.
It ain't
But
paid yet.
but I don't know. This one is real subjective because like she said, you gotta date in your tax bracket basically. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this one is a tough one because if you don't date in your tax bracket, or not even your tax bracket, just your salary range, even it
Yeah,
becomes an issue of one person being resentful, and sometimes it may not even be the woman that's the breadwinner. It may be the man that becomes resentful
Mm,
because for whatever reason he ain't found his mojo and got it together.
correct. Correct.
right. I've
Brother, she
had
could be a
people
house
contact
husband.
me. Yeah,
That's what I'm
but
saying. Why can't we be house husbands?
no.
I mean,
No.
yo, some it works for some people. Like the neighbors, remember where I grew up at, Dre, right?
Right.
The husband, he was a stay-at-home dad. He homeschooled, all of that, took care of the kids. His wife worked, and
Yep.
that lifestyle worked for them. But they made it work. But where I think we were, where I guess I would say people of color, because I'm a person of color. I guess where we go wrong is we kind of let stuff that we never even experienced growing up
Hmm.
deter or you know program us to what we're going to do as adults as far as when we do get married or have a husband or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of married couples where the husband, like, he did odd ins and outs or whatever, but never really fully had a real live job, but they stayed together. So it really is really subjective. It really all depends on what the woman is willing to deal with. But if you meet a woman like, let's say, Kiki or me, I've been divorced. I've been married. I did
Right.
the build the man up, support his dreams and all of that. And I did not and I almost did it twice.
This is a woman of God. Thank you, Jesus.
So
Hallelujah, Father, in the
it's like,
name of the
nah,
blood.
now you gotta have it together. Like you gotta have. So I can't do it no more. I'm good.
So we
Right,
got two women
exactly.
that say they are not building a boo tonight.
No, I'd rather be alone.
What?
That's
I will.
big
Like,
facts.
right. Like,
Keisha,
and if
who is
anything, let
going
me
to
tell you.
give you affection and correction? Who is going to
Oh,
hug you
but
when you right,
listen,
smack you when you wrong? Who is going to tell you to
somebody.
cook that food, wash them
Listen,
dishes? You don't need that in your life?
no, I don't.
Oh,
But I
okay,
can
I'm
tell
just
you
making
right
sure.
now, you can find some dick anywhere.
Yeah, that's the
And
truth.
it is what it is. If it's really going to bow down to my peace of mind, I don't have to worry about what you're not bringing to the table, what you're not doing, how you're not satisfying me, how I might be settling. I can get a piece of dick, and it'll be for the night, and I might have you on rotation. You that emergency dick in the glass.
Are
If it
you
come
telling
down
me
to that,
women have rotations?
yes, we do.
Oh
How
Lord
you doing?
Jesus.
But, listen, I would rather not have that. I would rather have my man living the life with me, and we doing our thing, and we building, and we growing together. But I'm not about to settle because it's frustrating.
Speak up a little bit more. Just want to make sure. Do y'all hear her clearly?
Yeah, I can hear.
Because like I said, I can hear Randy voice bounce, but hers I can hear it, but it's just not like loud, loud. So I just want to make
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. No, but I
There
just
you
don't
go.
feel like I just put my other headset in. I don't
All
feel
right.
like settling. I'm done with that. And this dating situation has been daunting. Dudes are not coming step our black men are not stepping up to the plate like they need to. Like I was telling you on the phone, my white counterparts have hopped
Okay.
on dating apps. 3 months in, they done met this man.
Mm-hmm.
6 months in, they're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Year later, she's about to get married. This
Mm-hmm.
next month or month after next, whatever the case may be. Here I am
Mm-hmm.
in this dating world, and I think I'm a very nice person. Clearly, you think I'm a nice person.
Yeah, I think. I
You know,
think. Listen, I'm a man of God. I think all women are nice people.
you tell lies. You tell all the
I think.
lies.
I think all. I think all women are nice people.
If I was willing to cross over and be with a white man, I probably would have found somebody by now.
Oh
But I'm gonna
Lord, have
keep it a
mercy, Jesus.
buck because
Go ahead, keep it a buck, Randy. You are our resident honest woman. Go ahead.
I've been single for some years, for some time, and I've dated. I feel like it's really about your intentions,
Okay.
and I'm not saying nothing about your intentions, sis. I'm
Hmm.
just saying in general. And that dating app world, that's a different world in and of itself. When it comes to dating in general, but I really believe that when we set our intentions to be
Mm-hmm.
on, or to have a relationship that's, I don't know the word I'm looking for.
Long-term
Yeah,
relationship.
long term relationships, and things like that. We got to set
Mm-hmm.
our intentions around it and
Mm-hmm.
really step back and really start paying attention, because these dudes, they be showing us from the rip who they are. Like, you could just tell when you really like, you know what, no, I'm not doing this. You start to pay attention to their intentions, and it'll happen. But I don't think it's gonna happen because they white, black, whatever, because men
Right.
is men. I thought
Right.
dating a 60-year-old was a difference.
Woo.
You know what? Oh, I got a
Uh-uh.
story.
Oh
This
my
one is
Okay.
goodness.
funny. I got a story, right? So I met old boy. We was cool. Initially, I was literally almost throwing it at him. He just
Mm.
wasn't picking up what I was laying down. So I
With a
let it go.
catcher's mitt.
So
Mm.
I let it go. So finally he picks it up,
Mm-hmm.
and we kick it or whatever. Wasn't nothing major, but fast forward, I gave him the cookie. Shouldn't have.
You gave a
I
60-year
knew
old man some cookie.
I did.
Lord.
And I knew the minute that I did. Like, there was a moment where I knew I had messed up.
Lord, send a revival.
Uh-uh.
So
Oh my
I,
goodness, Randy.
like I said, I messed up. I don't know how at this age you give off fuckboy vibes, but that's all it was.
Mm.
Every text message, like, I would cringe. Like, really? Oh. So I eventually told him the truth. Listen, we're not looking for the same thing. It's cool. Live your life. When I see you, I'ma speak. We cool. No love lost, but I am good.
Mm.
Still receive text messages.
Oh wow.
The most recent text message was, hey,
Who's gonna give me my blood pressure medicine at night?
what you doing at 6? So I'm thinking this is gonna follow with something, right? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm skeptical. I said, oh, I got plans for dinner, but what's up? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it took him 15 minutes to respond after that. Then he texts back and says, y'all ready for this?
Yep.
I wanted you to come over and shave my back. What?
Stop playing. Stop playing.
Yo.
Mirror, I'm
I,
on the phone.
So hold on, hold on. So you telling me this man said who's gonna shave my back? Did you shave it before?
No,
Oh, this nigga, he tripping.
apparently,
no,
that's a requirement.
yo, for you haven't even fed me yet, and you want me to come shave your back, Miss Silly? I'm so confused. So many things ran through my mind, and it just affirmed what I already knew. It just affirmed what I already knew, and yeah, that's that. So I told that story to say, ladies, beware. Age doesn't matter.
Oh well, I already know that.
Race
But
doesn't
All
matter.
right,
well,
so
I'm not saying about. I'm saying race as far as being stable. Not that they're going to choose you or be or do the right thing, but so much as that they're stable in people that you would want to build a life with.
okay,
Our stock of black men who
okay,
are ready and able to take on families, take on responsibilities, be accountable is, I'm not gonna say limited because it's not limited,
it is
but
limited.
I don't know. I
It's totally
it
limited.
Yeah, it's
Mo,
definitely not on par with our white counterparts. That's for sure.
okay, and we're about to go into that. Hey Mo, you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
All right, so share your screen. I want you to go to Google, right? And I want you to
Mhm.
look up color of wealth report by city.
Color
You should
of wealth
wealth report. Yep,
report. Okay.
yep. And then share your screen once you get it. Because like the one thing Keisha reiterates is that her white counterparts to her black counterparts, right? So we're gonna actually look up how much money do black people really have in these big cities in comparison to white people. And there was a great study done by Sandy Darity, one of the fourth most economists, black economists out of Duke University, the Color of Wealth report. And I want to let me know if you find it, Mo. If not, I'll just send you a link in the
Let- Well, you got to let me know which one. I have my screen share. You just have to.
yeah, you
I
gotta
see the color of wealth.
yeah,
Hmm?
once you okay, I see it. I got you. Add to stream.
Yeah, you
Okay.
just got to tell me which link
Hold on. Full screen layout.
is the one, the Urban Institute, or should I have put Dirty
Put Sandy Darity.
Sandy Dirty? Okay.
Just put after the Color Wealth report. Put Sandy Darity. Yeah, I think it was Sandy Darity that did that.
Darity.
Darity. I think it's Drrity.
Two R's.
Yeah, it's been a while since I. Hold on. I'm gonna go to my Google as well, just in case.
Mm,
If it doesn't show up, I'm gonna
I
just go to
think.
my Google.
Yeah, you could just put the link in
But
the.
yeah, while we look that up, hey Keisha, tell your story about the
I
day
see
when the
it right
guy
here.
told you don't forget something.
Is
All
William
right.
Sandy Darity? I'm sorry. Go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am.
Go ahead,
Well,
Keisha.
uh huh. I had this. I was dating on the apps, you know, and this was before COVID. And I was talking
Mm-hmm.
to this guy, and we decided, okay, we exchanged numbers, and we did that, and then we said, okay, well, maybe we should meet up. So he invited me out to meet him in Harlem Shake, and I said, okay, no problem, I can do that. Simple. And he called me the day of, after we had exchanged pleasantries with the texting and everything, like see you later and everything. He called me the day of, maybe like a few hours before I was supposed to meet him in Harlem, and told me that I should not forget to bring my own money. So I laughed pretty hard. He got mad and he called me all kind of names, but
Damn.
I just thought, why are you inviting a woman out and then you have to call me to tell me to bring my money? Like, what kind of woman are you accustomed to dealing with? One, because anywhere I go, I have my own money. I don't need for you to call me to tell me to bring my own money. I'm a grown woman. But the fact that you are inviting someone out, and I guess he figured this, he was setting the expectation at that time, but he should have set the expectation when you were asking me out to ask me if that was okay with me,
Hmm.
which it was not.
That man told her to bring her wallet. That is a man of God in here. Thank you, Jesus. And he
No,
was
it
wrong
was
for that.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we look up the color wealth report, right? This I don't know if the one Mo brought up, I think it is the one that gives you city for city. Hey Mo, screen through that real quick and see if it one gives
All
you
right.
like Boston. So the median black home from Boston for the white home to the black home and show that disparity of money. If it doesn't, I'll look it up on my end and then I'll just send it to you so you could just post it. But it
But
should.
you know what I wanted to say, Dre?
What's that?
Like this study, like this conversation what we can ready to talk about when we were on the phone earlier,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like what constitutes having money exactly though? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because I I don't really understand that when it comes to the conversation. Like what really constitutes a man having money
Good question.
Well, I can
or a
look at it
woman
right
for that
now,
matter
right? So
having
I'm
money.
looking at a chart. I'm looking at a
Send it
chart
to
from
me.
the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, right? So let's just say Keisha lived in Boston, right? And let's say Keisha was one of the successful women in Boston looking to date a successful black man, right? So how much do y'all think in Boston, right, the median white home is worth in liquid assets?
Uh, let's say 250K.
I'm about to say 280.
256,000, right? How much do you think the median black home is worth in liquid assets?
Ooh,
We less than a quarter% of that.
say 100.
They worth $8.
How
Say
So
many?
eight,
8.
eight.
Wow.
Oh,
And
you
if you
said
want to
asset.
go Caribbean black is worth 12,000.
Uh huh.
Puerto Rican is worth 30, about 3,000 even. Dominicans are worth 1724, and other Hispanics is worth 15,000.
That's the Reserve Bank of Boston.
Yep,
You said 8 as in 8. What?
$8, bro.
$8?
Yep. I'm about to bring up other ones for you
Wow.
to show you to show our sister Keisha that that ain't the only dude that's gonna tell her to bring her wallet.
Dre, post it, put it in the private chat
That's
part of the StreamYard. I can bring it up on the screen.
uh, I'm doing it. What I'm gonna do is if I send it to you, I'm going to send it to you from my Mac because I'm using my phone for the StreamYard.
Okay.
So if I send it to you, I gotta say you know all you gotta do is look up Color Wealth Boston. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Just look up Color Wealth Boston. You click on that and it'll take you to it. So we got another I think it's Hey Kizzy, you still in here? She might have left.
I'm here.
Oh, you here. So we got another beautiful, young, talented, succulent, delicious, caramel colored, golden coated black woman in here, Taino. And so let me ask you a question, Miss Kizzy Lady Ma'am. Should broke men have access to sex? Broke black men have access to sex? Well, you know what? Broke men, period. Should a broke man have access to a woman's vagina?
Oh my God. Um,
You on the
I
spot.
feel no, I feel like I mean, why is he broke? And for one, I need to know why.
Okay.
But why shouldn't he have access to vagina? I mean,
Well, you
there's
know,
broke women. I mean, but I don't see, you know what I'm
church,
saying? There's broke women
church,
out here
mm-mm.
and they got
Yeah.
access to the penis.
church,
You know
and
what
they
I'm
all
saying?
always
Uh,
have
I'm not,
access to
you
it.
know, so it depends on the situation of that male and why is he broke at that moment during that time of his life. Um, every situation is different. If he's
Mm-hmm.
broke because he chooses to be broke, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But did he fall on hard times and he's broke and he's trying to pick himself back up? Every situation is different.
I
So
agree.
yeah, so I feel like that's kind of hard to answer
Well, it's a
because
nuanced question. It's definitely a nuanced question. No, it is.
um
It's a nuanced
yeah,
question.
a broke depending on the situation of that person, yeah, he should get some.
Woo! Get a Lord a hand clap for this. Can the Lord get a hand clap for this woman? Thank you, Jesus. Yes. I feel like this. You know, I just showed y'all. Well, we just illustrated one of the color wealth reports that showed that the median white home in Boston was 256,000. If you know anything, if you ever been to Boston or if you ever been to Massachusetts, period, that's all old money. That's not new money. And median black home is $8. Why? Because there's no new money, right? That's money inherited from the slave trade because of what was Boston at the time. It milled cotton. You picked it in the South, you shipped it to the North, you milled it, you made your sweaters. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just what happens. And these families inherited that money. It trickled down. Black people what inherited slavery that trickled down. Like that's just kind of how it works. And I think a lot of times we don't take into consideration that me and Randy used to talk about this all the time before Randy moved down south. I'm like, yo, I tell women this all the time. You think a black man want to be in front of a liquor store at the age of 35 going, do, that, do, that, and do. No, like, where's he, like, a lot of times, listen, broken homes create broken adults. Functional homes create functional adults. You know, the ones that made it out of broken homes and still became a functional adult are exceptional people. You know, we talked about this. I think me and Randy was talking about this when we talked about dating in the church versus dating on the streets, right? When I said when me and Randy were kids, you could literally in grammar school see at the time because black parents we had more nuclear black homes, so you could see the kid that came to school hungry, that came to school stinking, in comparison to one that didn't. Whereas now the kid may not stink, but he might hide his hunger because he might have Jordans on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. This isn't by no way stretching form respectability politics, but I'm just saying because we have access to like consumer goods, so it makes it seem like we're not poor, but we're poor. You know, and I think a lot of times in dating, and you know, Keisha said a good point earlier today when she was like, "Yo, he might put all his money into his car and his clothes because that's the appearance." And you know what? Right. But let's look at that from a psychology point of view. Those cars, that car and his clothes may be the only way he can get a girl because he can't tell her he works at KFC. So
Yeah,
the
but
car and
that's
his
the
clothes,
thing.
you know, go ahead. I'm listening.
But that's the thing. Like that's why I said like what really constitute money because I still know some females that think that because a dude got a nice car or whatever that he got money and to me all that means is that you just got a bunch of debt if you ain't paid for it cash.
Absolutely.
So
That's a fact.
you know what I'm saying?
That's a
Yeah,
But
fact.
I'll
Absolutely.
ride around in my little 2009 Acura truck because
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
that's a good
But the
point.
mine.
Older you
what
get,
I
the more
would
you realize,
Because you will
you
have
know,
people.
go ahead. I'm listening.
No, because
Now, go ahead.
I know for sure in Houston, you will have people that live in shotgun houses, but they have a Benz
That's
or
crazy.
BMW. And I'm like, bro, the car costs more than a house does.
Yo, move to Atlanta. I've literally
Atlanta's, yep.
Yeah.
seen dudes with like, I'm talking about, I'm not gonna go as far as a Bentley, but almost like an S5s, all types of beautiful cars piped out, pulling up into the weekly joint.
Mm, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
Crazy.
male and females. But
mhm.
the
That's
like
wild.
we discussed here, the appearance of having money is
Yeah, right.
what creates this constant culture in dating where women are need to feel like, oh, he gotta have And then two, women, we just as bad as men because we go get the BBLs and the fat transfers
Facts.
and
Yeah.
all of this,
Facts.
trying to be a
Mm-mm.
video vixen for a nigga that work at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Right. But that's my thing. That's what I was telling you this
She
afternoon
said
when
a
we were
warehouse.
talking. Exactly.
For
Is
warehouse
that
Willie.
it's
Yeah.
like
Jesus
catfishing. It's
Christ.
another form of
Warehouse Willie.
catfishing to me because you're out here driving the cars, you're posting cars, you I got this, I got that. And then when you talk, I've had people try to tell me that they own restaurants and that they drive this and they drive that. And come to find out, the dude brother owned the restaurant and he does drive Infinity, but it's broke down. Dude, like,
Yeah.
and you're
That's
making the
wild.
chicken, but you're sitting up there telling me all these things because you know that when we date, initially that first contact is not, oh, you're so personable or you're so nice, you're so kind. We don't know all of that. It's what
Hmm.
we see.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
what we see. And
Right.
that's basically the meaning. You're catfishing me. You showing me something and that you're not.
But
You're
see,
lying.
Yeah.
but like what I like for like so now what I think about dating, especially like when it comes to a dude talking about what he got, it never really impressed me because my aunts always dated dudes with money. So I saw dudes with money and they spent it. So it never really impressed me. But it's like now, like I just feel like you could see through that. You
Mm-hmm.
can see through it. Cause like I told Dre, I'm like, I've dated dudes with money and I've dated broke dudes.
Hmm.
And even the dudes with money wasn't spending no money on me for real. So
Hey,
what does it matter how much money you got if you're not spending it on me no way? Now
That's a
I've
fact.
dated a broke man who paid my rent.
that's what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Hey Mo, if you check your messenger, I sent you the color wealth for Miami. So you can just once you bring that up, it'll show it actually goes right into how much white families have in comparison to black families.
I got a story. I know. September 2020. My car it caught on fire.
Mm.
Was without a car for like at least about 6 or 7 months.
Mm.
But I don't look at it like that. I'm like, man, that's nothing. Like I can get another vehicle. It's a small loss. For the time being. But down here, man, it's just crazy. You right. Or right.
Say it again. Your phone, your joint broke up a little bit. You said down here what?
Well, down here in Houston, can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you now.
Okay. This is the finesse capital. I had
Facts.
a bunch of chicks just asking me like, what did I drive? Like, why is that important about what I drive? Hell, I could catch the bus, and that's not gonna determine how much money I have.
Facts.
But some people see that you know in this type of materialistic world. So um, you can't measure a man's wealth by what he drives or how he adorns himself.
That's
That's like
true.
an image thing. You
That's
know
true.
what I mean? So
The man that has the Honda Accord may have three times more than the man that has the BMW 745 because the 745 is taking all his money.
Mm-hmm.
good
Absolutely.
That's
point.
to bring my wallet.
For real.
You gotta have money, you got a BMW. There's no way around it.
That's a fact,
Any
right?
foreign car, any foreign car, you gotta have money.
But that's funny because I know a lot of people with BMWs and they are broke.
Yo,
No, you
that's some
Yo,
real.
because they bring
That's
their
real
wallet
spill.
every time they go see about that car. They bring their wallet.
I'm like, first of all, you got a BMW. I would never buy a BMW. Looks nice, thanks, but it's not gonna. I look at it as how much am I gonna spend on this vehicle?
Right on the maintenance.
Yeah, so it don't really make sense for me.
Now, Chris, I gotta disagree with you
It's
there because
I
as
free.
soon as
understand.
I hit this Mega Millions, I'm going Kanye
I
nigga
feel
on
you.
y'all niggas.
Oh
She
no.
I'm
said she
telling you,
gonna wait till I
I'm
get my
going
money right.
Kanye stupid. I'm
Make
going
Yeah,
it
Jacob.
free.
let me get that chain.
Oh, I,
Yeah.
I'm going to
She
get
said I'm
my
going to
Q7.
Jacob.
No, I'm going Kanye stupid on niggas. I'm telling y'all.
Yo, I love Randy. Hey Mo,
Yo.
you had it up with the taupe color screen was the one that gave you
Oh,
the numbers right there.
I
Yeah.
thought you.
So if you read, you see where it says my findings.
Yeah, got you.
If you read it, just read that first paragraph. It should tell you right there.
Oh, there's the chart. I clicked on the PDF because it showed the chart.
Yeah, but read that. Just read that.
Okay. Me,
You'll see.
medium. You want me to start? Medium
Yeah.
wealth for white households was estimated at 107,000. In contrast, Puerto Rico households had negative medium wealth of negative 3,940. South Americans and U.S. blacks had a fraction of wealth of white households at 1,200 and 3,700 respectively.
Mm-hmm.
The median value of liquid assets for U.S. blacks and Puerto Ricans
In
was
Miami.
only oh was only $11 and $200
So let's
respectively.
let's go back to that. So you dating in Miami, you want you a bad chick. Now there's some bad chicks in
Hmm.
Miami. They all zoe you, but there's some bad chicks, right? The white home is worth how much? Mo?
The white home, 107,000.
107,000. To a black home that's worth what, $11?
11. Yep.
So where we gonna
Yo,
go to the chitlin shack?
that's crazy, man.
But you know
No,
what it
she
is?
wants you to.
We're not teaching our families that are not given the lesson of valuing wealth, valuing finances.
Right.
The first thing you do when you get 18, I did it in college. I had a whole bunch of credit cards. And then by
Facts.
1920, I had a whole bunch of credit card debt. And
Facts.
didn't know nothing about a FICO score, didn't know
Facts.
anything about what a FICO score meant to getting a car, getting an apartment, getting a job. Because at that time, I was a restaurant manager. And if you owed too much debt, you couldn't get a restaurant management job because they assumed that you could be a risk for theft.
Facts.
Okay. So these are all things that work against us. It's not until like I had to bang my head a few times getting myself in and out of debt before I realized that this is not what I need to do. And I made sure that I made myself more literate about what being financially responsible was going to mean to me in the long run. It's not just having money in the bank, but it's having access to things that you wouldn't have if you weren't financially ready.
Right.
And a
And
lot of us aren't.
right. But see, here's the thing, and I don't disagree with the first statement about the value, right? But how do you value something that most black people don't have? That's why they don't value it. If
Right.
you don't come from money, you don't understand how to manage money and maintain money, right?
But that's the
So I
point. I didn't
can't
come from
teach
no
someone
money.
to cook a cake if I have no cake mix. So for example, Mo, Chris, and myself, we try to teach people how to invest every week. But guess what? It's 12 people in the chat, right? But today, me and Mo saw over 400 people on the same channel in the chat arguing about conjecture. You know why? Because ain't none of them got no money. So when we're talking money to people who ain't got no money,
They
they
don't
don't
get
even.
it.
If we're talking,
And
they don't
that's
even
why
get it.
financial under literacy needs to start in grade school.
I agree with you. And if the system wasn't broken, right? I'm not disagreeing with you, but if the
Mm-hmm.
system wasn't broken, then it would be an actual financial literacy to discuss with black kids, right? But the black kid, if you go into school with a hungry stomach and your teacher, first of all, you ain't learning anything when you hungry, right? Like you leave from school, you wake up early, you go to school, you hungry, right? But without the actual understanding and lack thereof of finances, it's hard to teach them. Now you can give what we call baseline, like the little studies they do where they told someone if you hold this candy for a week,
Mhm.
you can get two at
Mm-hmm.
the end, but you can eat it now, but there may not be no guarantee you get another piece, right? You could do that. I agree with you. But what I just showed y'all in those two studies, now this is just two of those studies, that is the system is broken. And that's why I'm telling you why a man could tell you to bring your wallet, right? Because this has been kind of like snowballing for a while. You understand where I'm coming from? And are there quality black men out there? Of course. But most quality black men are gonna have their pick of the litter in women anyway, right? I'm not telling you to build a boo, especially like you said at your age. You ain't got no time to be taking no man, throwing him in the bathtub, washing crust off his butt. I get it. But there is a certain amount of understanding and patience that also have to take place in order for the actual dating market to correct itself. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna jump in if I can, and just always go back to what I always say and what I believe now is that we first got to really know what you want and understand what you want. And I feel like at this point, especially with dating, I feel like you really should be reading and understanding even the aspects of dating. Like, what is it exactly that you looking for in dating? What does it look like? What is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you want exactly to come from this situation?
Facts.
Because when you don't really understand what you want, that's how you end up dealing with all the you deal with the cats that's like, oh, bring your wallet, or could you shave my back? Like what? Like what are we
Mm-mm.
talking about?
Wow, man.
Like you sound real
Could you
wild right
shave my back?
you know what I'm saying? Like you end up dealing with that type of stuff. But when you can stand 10 toes down and what you know you want and what you believe is destined for you, and especially if your values and your morals is surrounded around family, then and that's your goal, that's all that could line up to you. And
That's a
Well,
fact.
anything
I
outside
can
of that,
definitely say I shut it down. I don't have
yeah,
the time. So
for
I
real.
She
shut it
closed up
down, and
shop.
For
I
real, you
shut
got
not even
to.
shut it down, but I shut it down to stupidity. I let people know from the beginning that I'm gonna give you space and opportunity. You get one noose, and space and
Damn.
opportunity will choke you if you don't choose right. I will cut you off. I don't have time to play
No,
games with
I
people.
definitely understand that. That is look, your time is the most valuable asset you have, right?
Right.
So I definitely understand that. Hey Randy, um, when you made love to that 60-year-old, when he took out his teeth, did it feel different
Nah,
when he
yo,
sucked on your
don't get
breast?
it twisted. My
Ooh.
man is in shape. Like
Oh, okay. He
like
still had the
he
hammer.
got it together. Like yo, like a nice dude, but just I can't really speak on that man and say, you know what I'm saying, and say whatever I think is going on because I don't know. I don't know his story. I don't wake up and live his life every day.
Right.
I wake up and live mine. And what
Right.
I know about mine, it don't match. But that's the thing. Like I know me so well now. I'm not even gonna do this to you. I'm gonna save you from yourself. I am
Right.
going to leave you alone because this ain't it. This ain't it for you. Because all I want my husband to want to do is make sure that I could smoke good, make sure my bills is paid, make sure I
Okay.
got money in my pocket, love me right, dick me down, take me on. Like I that's
This
what I
woman
want
just
to do.
said, "Dick me
I
down."
want to be on the balcony smoking a blunt with my titties out and just
Jesus
know that
Christ, Rick
everything is
Ross.
that's what I want.
Randy
So
is
if
the
that's not your
resident truth
life,
teller.
if
I
that's
love
not
it.
your life, this ain't it.
It
I
won't be
love it.
right.
Randy said, I want to be on the balcony smoking a blunt with my breast out.
Mm,
Jesus
mm.
Christmas.
That's a Gemini for you, boy.
That's
That's
that Gemini
beautiful.
for you, boy.
That's beautiful.
The female Scarface is in the building. Um, so Kizzy, I like what you said. So here's my question to you, right?
Okay.
Are you good with just like having the average guy, like y'all can't even afford a movie, so y'all just Netflix at home, eating popcorn,
A movie.
but y'all know at the end of the day, all y'all got is each other. So you're good with that,
I'm
right?
very good with that. Yes, I am.
So
Amen.
see that's see, but that's more of a traditional woman, right? A traditional woman is more about companionship than actually like a certain type of upward mobility. Whereas, modern woman is like, yo, I got my PhD, I got this, I got that. You know what I'm saying? What do you have? And that's fine. Like I tell Keisha all
My
the time.
sister, my one of my youngest sisters,
Right.
very successful. She has it all together.
Okay.
Um she takes no no shit from anyone. Like
Okay.
I'm telling you, you cannot come to her broke.
Wow.
You got to bring something to the table, and
Yeah,
it
a
better match
fork.
more than what she has. And you know, and we come from the same mama, same papa. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It's just
But she's younger, correct?
right.
How much younger?
She's 40. I'm 45.
Okay, so five
Oh.
years. Yeah, that's not much of a variance, but that's enough of
No.
a variance to see a change in a
But she's always
trajectory.
like that. She, you know, like when she started, you know, back to when she was younger and she did start dating. She never dated anyone that didn't like when she was in high school. If they didn't have the flyest, up to date shit on, she wasn't dating you. And she was one of those like if she was in a relationship, you know, and she was with this guy for for like I would say like 2 years,
Okay.
and he had a business going, whatever, 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 and he was
Hmm.
successful. He lost everything due to an accident, so he
Oh
wanted
man.
he went bankrupt, the whole shebang, and my sister left him when he
Oh
was
wow.
That's tough.
Well,
Yeah.
she
as
left
uh
when he
as
was down. And I tried to talk to her about it. And I'm like, you sure you want to do that? Because he was good to you. Like, how do you
what did
leave?
she say when you said that to her?
She was like, no, because I don't, I can't do this. No,
Right.
you
And
know,
and
Oh
can't.
wow.
And
listen,
I
that
can't,
that
I can't hate, I can't dislike her for that because that's how she feels.
that's her
She
that's her
wants to,
that's her survival
Right.
mechanism though.
right. That's how she feels. And I have friends that are like that. But I also have a lot of female friends that are like how I am. I'm not going to just leave my man high and dry because he fell on hard times. That's where I come in at to lift my man up.
Right.
Ooh, stand
Absolutely.
by
You know what I'm
your
Mhm.
saying? I don't
That's
just
what I'm talking about.
and that's just how it's supposed to be and vice
Right.
versa. But
Right.
a
That's
lot of
right.
women
Yeah.
like some of them after being taken care of and the minute that this man fall on hard times, it's like now she looking outside and they riding by or walking by or whatever, and she see the next man looking real nice and a nice car, this that and the third, but her man broke, he can't do much for her anymore for a few months or a year or two or whatever, and she give up. I
Mhm.
don't see.
All
I
right,
don't see.
listen.
I just don't. I'm just not built that way.
No,
Get a
that
Lord
I
a
mean,
hand
I
clap for
get
this
that.
young
I'm
lady.
not with the struggle love, but I'm not gonna sit up there and be with somebody that comes into a situation
Right, right,
struggling, right?
right,
It's not
right,
about you not, you know, if when we talk about somebody that just came and tried to come in a situation unprepared,
right,
you
right,
come in a situation and you fall on hard times, I got your back. But I'm also going to make sure that we planning it out so that we have some backups going on so we don't have to struggle so much.
right, right.
But yeah, I'm not with the struggle love. I'm down with your sister in that regard. I want you to be able to come in here and make sure that we're good. But in the event that you cannot make sure that we're good for whatever reason, you get hurt, whatever, a bus hits you, we gonna make sure that we set up so that we can live on some things and figure out another
Shit, if a
path.
bus hits you, you about to get $1 million. Yeah. Of course you ain't going nowhere then.
How
Jesus.
much? How much money would you consider to be struggle love?
I don't.
Good
I
question.
if I have to struggle, if we can't pay the, if I get hit by a bus and we don't have no money coming in, and the mortgage is due, and the utility is due, and somebody took my day coming back to get the car, whatever the case may be, that's struggle up. If we can't live and be comfortable and worry about where the money coming from, that's struggle up. I don't know what that dollar amount looks like because for me, it that's based on my money, right, or based on what I'm used to. Your struggle love might be something else.
So let's do it this way then. Let's say a man and a woman make $50,000 each, and y'all got y'all 401ks, y'all got y'all investments. Why can't that work out?
I didn't say it couldn't.
Well, I'm just asking a question.
Yeah. Now, that's fine. Y'all both equally yoked. If you coming in 50,000, 50,000, how is that imbalance?
Well,
Right?
no,
You
I'm
you
not
both
saying it's
coming.
imbalanced, but it seems like the modern woman has a problem with this idea because it doesn't come with a specific lifestyle. You can't go. You can't. Buy like a Benz or a BMW. You can't go to France and all of these other countries all the time and travel at your leisure, basically.
Hmm.
But you can live comfortably, and when you retire, you can retire comfortably. I don't see what the problem with that is. It's
Well,
like,
I'm not. I live in New York City. Fifty
yeah,
thousand dollars is not comfortable.
obviously, right? It's nothing in New York City. However, my point is though, um, I think it's lifestyle that kind of messes the whole relationship dynamic up. You know, why do you have to have a Benz? Why do you have to have a BMW to go to your job, whatever it is, and come home and do whatever it is that you do? And, whatever your goals are in life, if you want to retire by 50 or 60, and this is what you're going to do, you got, whatever you got set up. And then you find a man that got the same, kind of like the same type of lifestyle, or his work is pretty consistent, job security, all of that stuff. Why does that man have to be a CEO, a junior executive, for y'all to live comfortably and then retire comfortably?
But I
I
don't think
I
that's
don't
what
think
she's
that.
saying. I
Right.
don't
Well,
That's
no,
think
I'm
not what
not
I'm
saying
like
saying.
I
y'all do,
think
I'm
that
just saying like in general.
yeah, but I don't think that's women in general. I feel
No, it's
like
not.
women in general, most women, most women. I can't speak for all, but like the sister was saying earlier, like it all of that other stuff is just fluff. I feel like that's what she was saying. Like I don't
Right.
think the car and the whatever, as long as you handle your business as a man, I don't really think the fact that you're a CEO of whatever, whatever, because again, it all depends on what I do. You understand what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like my theory, my one of my dating philosophies is I don't expect you to do nothing for me. I don't do for myself.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So if I'm not walking around with a Chanel bag on, I'm not coming to you talking about some old babe for Christmas. I want this $5,000 Chanel bag. Did I have a Chanel
Amen.
bag before I met you? So as a man, if you a real man, you gonna tell me to sit my silly ass down somewhere. Maybe not like that, but you gonna tell me that. If you
But
a
let me ask you a
man,
question, Randy. Do you
Facts.
think? Do you think, especially being in the South now, right? Do you think out of not really your peers, but like from your vantage point, you don't see more hot girl summer chicks than like chicks that think like you with that? Like, I'm not gonna ask you for a Birkin because I never even been inside the Hermes store.
no, I do think that there are a lot of chicks out here that are a cuckoo for cocoa puffs, if you ask me. But I think the men are just as equally crazy as them
Amen.
because it's like
I will tell you this, not to cut you off. I think the men only adjust to the times to get the vagina in this modern day world. So if they know the women are gonna fall for an Instagram post with you in front of your man's car in a Maserati with the Dior belt and a bottle of champagne, because I actually seen a chick fall for that before.
Hmm.
That's what they're gonna do to get it, because at the end of the day, women control access to vagina as men control access to marriage, right? If women had a protest tomorrow to say, and only way you gonna be able to get some vagina is be able to do 5 cartwheels, we will all be outside tomorrow practicing cartwheels. Like, that's just, we adjust
Right.
to what y'all demand.
But like the brother
um
said from Houston, is that his example is beautiful, right? It's a guy coming in, a woman coming in. He makes 50, she makes 50. He got his thing, she got his thing. He got whatever asset, she got the asset as well. But that's not the reality. It's that, and that's not my reality at all. I've told you that a dozen times. These men out here are not coming equipped. They are not ready. They are not coming into situations where they can say, I am a carpenter, the bus driver, and they are out there. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but for the most part, the majority of the men in New York City seem to be not ready to be in my age bracket, they're not ready to be in relationships and run households. They're not coming with jobs, with salaries, whether they are the CEO or the bus driver. These I've met more men that are in menial hourly jobs than I care to even talk about.
Okay, well, that's just the harsh reality of Black America, though, right? Like a bus driver job is still a hourly job.
Well,
Post
not,
office
I'm
job is an
talking
hourly
hourly
job.
job, like flip a burger type hourly job, not
Well, yeah, you're
CTA.
talking about you, but you're talking about below minimum wage, right? But
I'm talking minimum wage. I'm not
right,
talking
but what
below.
I'm
I'm
saying
talking the
is,
regular.
but you live in New York like I do, so you also see now like these jobs. Even McDowell's now is paying $17 an hour because of inflation. So it don't
Right.
even really matter. Like I always say to people, there's no such thing as a bad job. It's only bad pay. Because if they paid you $100 an hour to sweep up horse manure at Central Park, the
I'm
line would
sweeping
be
up
down the
horse
street.
manure. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it
But
doesn't matter title or not. What I'm talking about is that the money
right,
is
you're
not
talking about the
there.
result. You're talking about
But
the
honestly,
Right.
I feel like this conversation really is about a mindset then, right?
it is. That's why I asked
Because
you ladies.
if that's what the dude do, like I knew dudes that, growing up, Mr. Tony next door, he was a garbage man and he made mad bread and took care of his family. They lived good. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Right.
So it don't really, the job itself don't really matter. To most women it don't. The job itself don't matter. It's really how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself. Like we had this conversation before, Dre, where we talked about a dude with whatever type of job or whatever type of money, and I talked about my man at the dollar store that's
Right.
always hitting on me.
Right.
And it's not because you work at the dollar store, it's how you carry yourself. You always talking
Yo.
about you want to run outside and have a cigarette, and I go walking every day.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do together? It has nothing to do with your job. It's literally like your mindset. We don't have. I feel like I would have to, even though I'm a teacher. I'm a natural born teacher, so I'm always gonna teach. But
Right.
I don't got time for that.
Right. But isn't that a line? Like most of the time, a lot of the brothers that I'm seeing that are not, decent wage workers, it's because their mindset is in the way. They're thinking, I just need to work enough. I had brothers tell me, you have a break at 12 o'clock, right? Because lunchtime is 12 o'clock. So tell your boss that you need 15 minutes. You're supposed to get 2:15 so you can talk to me. You know all of this so that
What?
you can take a break, right, honey? So you can take a break.
Mhm.
This is your mindset. But you don't want to sit up, or I work from home, and brothers is like, I don't feel like going to work. I'm parked outside the job. It's 8 o'clock, but I don't feel like going to work. What you doing? I'm working. You need to take your ass in the building and work too. Your mindset normally aligns with you not making no dang on money. You're not trying to advance. You're not trying, even if you sweep in the street, there's senior street sweepers. But if you resign yourself to being fine, being the entry level position and not applying yourself and doing anything, that doesn't work for me. I I just don't, I don't, at 40 something 50-year-old men, everybody's not going to be the big breadwinner. I get that. But a
Facts.
lot of my brothers out here are not even trying. They want to sit up there and lay in your face or talk to you on the phone all day. I work. I'm getting my job done. You should
Yo, she
Yo,
too.
my
just
phone,
said.
sis, my phone stay on D&D.
She said,
Please do
"I
not get upset.
work."
Please don't.
Do you have
They just,
anything to chime in on that, my Kizzy?
I do not.
Oh Lord Jesus. So yeah, I think I mean, like I said, I don't know. I just think that I think men adjust themselves to what women require to get into the conversation, and if that, like if that means lying to y'all ladies to get some, it's probably gonna happen, unfortunately. But yeah, yeah, I just think that I think in
I'm
our
a,
position.
I'm agree with Kizzy that I think broke men do deserve
Thank you.
some dick because
Thank
I
you.
think broke women deserve some dick. I've been down before, so
Listen, hey Randy, sometime as a black man, when every door been slammed in your face when you went looking for employment, the only thing that can keep you going to the next day is a piece of vagina.
yo, I
That's
respect it.
it.
You know, I've apologized to my ex husband for being toxic to him when we were married on
Whoa,
purpose in the
you were
morning.
toxic to him?
Oh, good for
Yes, I
you.
was. I was very toxic to him, so especially if I was mad. Like if I was real mad.
Gemini shit.
I mean, not Gemini. He would do stuff to make me mad, but I would just take it extra far. But I think when we start being honest with ourselves when it comes to these male female relationships, and really being honest with ourselves, it just changes the whole dynamic, and you don't really got to deal with all the
Right.
extra stuff that humans do in these situations.
I could dig that. I could definitely dig that. I mean, that's I like that though. Like you said, we do deserve if we broke. Because like I said, it's the only thing that can keep you going. You know, you might have to do it on a grading system. Like, yo, how many applications you fill out? How many resumes you sent out today? Ah, you can get some. But like I said, it's a nuanced conversation because we live in a society that has now advanced so further than what we would have expected because of social media. So you actually like living in a time of like six generations: baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Zers, and then everybody else. And then everybody else is like fractured into like three
Hmm.
because it only gets worse and it only multiplies, right? So you don't know, like I said, these women want a certain standard from whether they're Keisha's age to our age to shoot 18, 19. And guess what? The 15-year-old girl, the 16-year-old girl, they're all going to be still influenced by that. They're influenced by it now. The one thing, like I keep telling y'all, and I keep telling a lot of people I know, like, yo, we came from most, not all, came from a nuclear black homes, and then the crack era come, and then either your family stayed in together through it, or you know, they were diluted or dissolved, right? But now you're looking at two more generations after us where it's literally single parent and they mom struggled. That's why kids live like this for nothing. They live for today. They don't have both male and female energy in their homes. They don't have like no type of mentorship. It's just like, yo, it's the blind leading the blind. And that's why you see it's a total different thing, even in dating. Even in dating, like it's like, yo, it's every man for himself. It's the wild, wild west.
Yeah, but you got to have those conversations. You got to talk about how a person grew up and pay attention to that stuff. Like that stuff matters.
That's a
I
fact.
dated a man that hated the person that looked just like him. He had a twin and he hated his, like, what? That was wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild. I'm like, yo, how do you dislike? We were talking about getting married, and he was like, hell no, he ain't gonna be my best man. And I'm bugging, like, that's your brother.
Yo, and you talking about when you said they look just like each other, yo, just like each other.
So, like, those conversations are important and they matter when you're talking about really being with somebody and really, really creating a life. And but we don't like to have those conversations, and we don't pay attention to the red flags.
That's
We
a fact.
kind of, what I'm saying, and I'm saying this both men and women, because
Yeah,
I feel like men have these same horror stories when it comes to the women they choose to deal with, and
that's a
they,
fact.
what I'm saying? So it's like when you got to pay attention to them red flags. You got to ask certain questions. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's things that matter to you. If you're a person that's into, mental health, and you're into your physical health, you're into spirituality, and you trying to date, you know, Pookie from down the block who 9 times out of 10 is standing outside,
thinking you're gonna get a different result, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Not that way, not the way you may want it to happen. So it's just you really got to pay attention to what you're doing out here because it's shaky out here in these streets, in these dating streets.
That's a fact. Gotta look for the red flags. You gotta look for the red flags. I agree with that.
I ain't say look,
Yep.
pay attention. Don't
Oh well,
look
I
for them.
look
That
for them.
brings
I
drama.
mean, I pay attention to them. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be Inspector Gadget about them, but you know, you gotta listen. The woman take me out on dates. She don't pay for the movie and concessions. Yo, you out of here. Um, if if your purse is under your bed when I'm over your house, leave your purse open so I can get a few dollars out. You know what I'm saying? Gotta look for them.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
dating
look
the
for
right women. You come looking at my purse, you gonna be mad.
Man, you better not let the wrong man in. Yo, you might get tuned up and he don't find no money in that purse after he done made love to
You
you.
gonna
Nah,
be
Yeah.
mad.
but yeah, like you know, listen, red flags, man. They're out there. I'm not, and like I say, I don't do like the women do us guys. Like have a conversation with you and wait for you to say the wrong thing. No, but you know, like Randy said, there's always gonna be little signs and signals of things that just just might not be right. If you talking to a woman and her lights go out in the middle of the living room, yeah, she probably ain't pay her light bill. Um, there's things that happens, but it's all in the tropes and the struggles of Black America that I think sometimes we go. Like I said, I don't personally as a man. I think because I study our lack of wealth and our lack of agency within this country, I don't judge anyone poor, rich. Randy knows. I always tell people like I was lucky to have two parents that work, didn't use drugs, and never met my dad's side pieces, nothing like that. So I was lucky to have that stable household, and was able to be a fat nerd, and it helped me become a decent. I feel like I'm a decent human being.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. I don't have no struggle story. I
yeah,
ain't grow up with both my parents, but my mother made sure I ain't want for nothing, and my grandparents helped. So I don't got no
Mhm.
struggle story.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think for us, we have to be cognizant of that because it could have went either way for us. We could have been on the other side and just wanting somebody to understand our story.
Mhm.
We could be that dude telling Keisha, "Yo, bring your wallet," but like I'm really ask you to bring your wallet because I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? I think Keisha missed out on some good penis that night. He probably plowed her brains out after she bought that fish food, whatever she was buying for. I think she was saying they're going to the Harlem Fish Market at the time, the one on 125th. And he probably would have gave her the loving of her life, right, Chris? That help a brother out penis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right on.
That hobo penis. You know what I'm saying? That help a brother out penis go a long way,
Yeah.
boy.
It sure do, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm
You get
telling you,
you
like
get that treatment like Bobby Brown got.
that's that exactly. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But Kizzy kept it real. She said she think the broke and the average should get some. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
That's beautiful. I'll be over your house tonight for that. And no, just playing. But yeah, man, like it was dope. I'm glad that y'all participate in that because it is a nuanced conversation, and um, that's why I wanted you ladies' opinion on it. Right? It doesn't have to be this one doesn't have to be a long one because this one we can go on for hours because Chris, myself, Mo can pull up the data on our situation, and you would be amazed like how bad we are off. I always say like just a couple minutes ago, like when Mo does her show on Wednesdays, I'm telling you, me and Mo watched today 400 people argue over nothing on the same channel that you can't get 12 to 14 people on when they're showing them. Why? Because they don't have money. They don't even understand money. They don't even get it. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
So it's like these are the same dudes that's trying to date women though.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. And some of these dudes are husbands.
Mm.
So when you look at it from that dynamic, you understand that Mo is crazy. She says she wishes somebody to take money out of her wallet. I'm sure your man takes a couple $100s when you ain't looking.
Yeah. Mo
But
capping.
Yeah, but like I said, like these people, they don't get it, and these are the same men and women that are dating each other. Dating without a foundation, or dating without stability, or dating without a plan. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was, man. But yeah, uh, we ain't gonna be on too much longer. I just wanted to have that conversation with y'all, man. And thank y'all for participating. Chris, Mo, thank you for being Vanna White for the board tonight. You know what I'm saying? You right. Listen, I'm gonna put that. We're gonna bring that comment up, Mo, when you said that. Everybody whine about financial literacy, but don't have the time to learn it. That's a fact.
Yeah.
People don't really want to take the initiative.
Dude, African Emporium always says, man, we always arguing about trivial things.
Yeah,
And
that's it. It's all a
Yeah,
distraction.
it's all a distraction.
It's all a distraction. At the end of the day, I had to outgrow it because it was all a distraction. Because when I came with it, no one wanted to hear like, "Yo, you broke." Like, why are we arguing about this? They were like, "No, no, no." But these are the
that's
same
that.
black people. But these are the same black people tell you if you get reparations, all you're gonna do is buy Jordans. But they also the same black people to tell you that we don't need money. But they also the same black people to tell you that we not broke. But then when the PPP loans come out, they all scam and get PPP loans and go to jail.
Fact.
So it's like,
Fact.
which one is it? Like
Fact.
these, that's why I don't listen to them no more. You have to kind of like back away and create your own lane, and that's why I created with this channel, like to have all of y'all speak y'all truths to like, I was saying the other day, Randy, you weren't on, but like I say, like when I'm about to invite my celebrity friends on, which I'm gonna probably start doing like next month, is because like we built this channel up first organically, and then we bring like the groupie shit on, right? But at least we have enough content on an organic level where it's having real conversations to kill both sides of the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted to do because like all these other podcasts, all they do is just talking random goofy shit. Like if you look at that, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like honestly, I don't even care. I'm gonna say it, but like $1 million worth of game is dangerous. Like even earn your leisure is kind of dangerous because they just be having scammers on like hardcore scammers. Like it's
Oh
crazy to
man.
me.
Man, bro.
It's
Yeah, we talk
crazy to
about
me,
that a
bro.
lot.
Like these dudes be like, yo, it's just weird. You know what I'm
Drake.
saying? That's why we got to support each other. That's why I think Chris and Mo for always supporting me, and as I try to support them because we like the realest in this crew. Ain't nobody having these conversations like that. I wish Obsession could have made it tonight, but
Yeah.
he's with his mom again. But like I said, yeah, like these conversations got to be had because I think someone like Keisha or even Kizzy at one time or even Randy, I know sometimes they had to sit back in their car after a day, be like, is all these niggas like this? You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
that's all you see. That's all
Exactly.
you see.
I'm sure sometimes y'all felt like that because it's like that's sometimes that's all that's offered
Yeah,
because
I've
y'all
had my
know.
moments, but
Right, and that's what I'm saying because you like me and you both know Randy because the nigga that got it all, he's gonna have a few women.
yeah, like I said, he had money, but he wasn't spending it on me. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know about.
Randy, you weren't doing enough strains for some chains, girl.
Clearly, I
You supposed to
wasn't.
do some
Clearly, I wasn't.
backflips and
But it was a mutual situation, so
AV
I'll just say
oil.
that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Mo,
You
Mo is a witness, man. I
what
was
about what's Mo's witness about?
no about being deep off into the circular debates that they have
Oh
every
yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I get it, but I'm like, damn, bro, like you keep talking about the people, black people, but ain't no schools. I don't see no programs, no after school programs. I don't see nobody running up to the high schools and middle schools trying to get these kids, on some different type of stuff. Y'all only go to the people who know the information. But we supposed to be saving black people. I don't know how you do that without money. You gotta have resources. We can talk about, black power, African
Book
spirituality, consciousness,
into a book that doesn't provide them actual value instead of creating value within themselves to actually create like physical value.
But
yeah,
I'll go one step further, Chris, and say that you don't even. It ain't even really about the money. If you got a heart to serve, go in the community and serve.
right,
If
right,
that's where your heart is at, and that's why I fell back from it,
yeah,
because like y'all said, it just became a conversation of just the same thing, and just it was almost like You not black enough if. So it didn't matter what you was doing, it just wasn't black enough.
Right.
You
That's
know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a
And it's
fact.
like, you know what, whatever. Y'all are whack. I don't even want to be your black anymore. I'm good. I'm
That's a
I'm
fact. And
good.
matter of fact, Mo,
I'm good the black I am. You know what I'm
matter of
saying?
fact, Mo,
Like,
this week, one day this week, I'm gonna just send you clips. If you just check your inbox, I'm gonna do a whole show. Nobody has to join. Somebody will join. I just need you, Mo, to share the screen. I'm gonna do a whole show on why I hate Umar Johnson. I gotta do it, Randy.
you know I'm not coming on that
I know you
show.
ain't coming on for that, but I gotta do it. Like I got to do a whole, and I'm gonna send you all the clips, Mo.
And I would
Of
encourage you not to do that. That's
I
ridiculous.
don't care about Umar like no that. Like I'm just tired, man. Like
No, for
Drake.
no
he
other reason. It just it's too much energy to hate anybody.
it
Don't do
is,
that.
but I hate him. Because I hate anyone that talks down on us as if he's doing something. Like, don't talk down on me and you're not doing anything. Like, it's just kind of weird to me. And it's like, it's just weird. After a while, it just becomes like super duper 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 weird. Like, Umar is on my radar, man. Like, so Mo, just look out for that. You ain't got to
Yeah.
say anything, Mo. I'm just
You
going to
hear
tell
me?
you what screen to
Yeah, we can hear
share.
you, Mo.
Huh?
Oh, I was gonna,
She said,
you heard,
can you hear us?
you seen the comment today? The guy said anybody who making money don't share with other people how to get money.
Yeah, I seen that.
I
That's
said
when you
that
was
was
on the panel.
yeah. I was like, dude, there's a million YouTubers out there sharing with how to make money. Like that's making millions. Like you're an idiot.
But see, they say that, Mo. Anyone who says that on these type of channels are saying that because they just want you to move on from another that subject. They just say it to like, oh yeah, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. They don't think people are seriously about it. But once again, I told y'all this 2 years ago, and now it's clear. I said if you listen to a person talk enough, you know if they understand money or they don't.
Yep.
And look at Reggie, the same man that said the dollar's worth nothing is begging literally for a dollar. So I don't want to hear nothing about
Yo,
that
I'm not
stuff
putting
any
too much.
longer.
yo,
Okay.
Dre, you
Who
lying
that? I'm
as hell.
nosy.
Hey,
Yo,
did you
You did say
so
that.
Randy,
hey, did y'all see the kid that
it's this dude in the conscious community, right? He's a brilliant researcher. I take nothing away from his research ability. But somewhere between research and reality, he lost a lot of his just like
that
he's
divorce?
he's just like, and he's a crybaby, right? So
That
then it's like
divorce.
he got on Mo's show one day when Mo was teaching financial literacy and investing. That's what we were talking about. And then he bigs up Chris, and he bigs up African Emporium, he bigs up Mo, right? And then he tells the whole panel and everybody's watching about why the dollar's worth nothing and we're all in trouble and why are you investing? So me and him get into this argument because I said, "Have you been to China?" No. I said, "Okay." "Have you been to Western Europe?" No. I said, "Okay." "Then what do you know about how money works?" Our consumerism and our spending around the world is what actually undergirds other economies. So for first of all, forget all of that. For a black man who has no money to want the dollar to crash is pure insanity. He has no other assets. So what you gonna do when the dollar crash? Like, what are you talking about? And then you're telling black people who trying to learn how to get some money or invest their money, not that they're laughing at us in China. I said, what are you talking about? And I told him, and I meant it. I told him, I said, I'm gonna find you a couple. I said, soon I'm gonna catch up with you again, and we're gonna have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird, man. Like Randy, these people they just be saying stuff. They be saying the dollar's worth nothing, and then they begging for a dollar. My cash app. Did you put my cash app up? I don't give research without cash apps. I thought the dollar was worth nothing. So it's just like once again to tie that back into what we're talking about. It's like yo, we have to be more like logical, about things, right? We have to be more This is why we talked about. This is why I talk about topics that really no one really want to talk about. Like, yo, do black men who have no money deserve vagina? If y'all women want everything, not saying y'all, but on the panel, but like, if most women want men to have all this excess money, but they don't understand, like, yo, how wealth works and how things consolidate itself, and how, like, you always have to be like my homegirl Mo is always doing contracting, is always doing something to keep a certain revenue stream. And it just takes discipline, which a lot of them don't have. They got the discipline to study anachronisms, because most history is anachronisms. Because I'm telling y'all, as soon as you go to like China, or as soon as you go to like Western Europe, you're like, yo, this stuff is like off by like thousands of years. Like, it's literally off. It's in front of you, and some of it is documented, but a lot of it is like off, right? Because you could tell that, like, I ain't gonna get into that. We on YouTube, but the bottom line is like, like, I have fun with it, but at the same time, I understand like our position in America. It ain't like I said, the same man flipping burgers is almost making now the same as much as a person fresh out of college working a desk job because of inflation, right? So nigga at McDonald's is making $17 an hour, but guess what? Rent is $4,200 a month. So
Right.
what does it matter?
Say it again.
See, that's the type of stuff that, you know, people don't really get into. When you start diving into inflation and how it affects your income and how it affects your housing, and groceries and stuff like that, those are conversations worthy of having. I don't want to have no conversation about, Jesus being, black and, coming black to say, I don't want to have those type of conversations anymore. I'm a full functioning male adult. You know, I got wives to feed, so I don't have time
Oh
for
That's
Lord.
that's what I'm talking about. Wise to
Here we
feed. Say
go.
it again.
I'm
Thank you,
just kidding.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding. But no, it's that argument can go on, for years, and it's always going to be some new research, and that's cool. I'm not knocking that. What I'm saying is, I would rather argue about something that's tangible. How can I, as a man, cooperate with a woman that I'm interested in and
Facts.
build something together
Facts.
to give to family, and that matters more to me than debating about trivial things.
Yeah, right. Who worried about if Jesus can come back if I can't get all three of my wives to come back home at the same time? That is what's more important,
Um,
right?
To be on time.
Exactly. When I tell my wives to be in the house before them street lights come on, that's when I'm worried about coming back, not Jesus.
then
When
I
Right.
don't
Jesus
have
come back, they say he's black, so he's gonna be late anyway. He's
Yeah.
gonna forget something at the crib. He's gonna go back up to heaven and come
oh,
back. It's like,
wow.
come on, man. It's nonsensical, because at the end of the day, there was no reason for us to leave the church if we're going to argue about the relevance of belief, right? That's something. Listen, I am just as guilty as somebody 5 years ago. Randy will tell you, I was into that stuff heavy. Still
Mhm.
am. I mean, I read and research everything, but but like I said, I was lucky enough to see the world. So it's like, for me, it's a little bit different, and it's a little bit more transparent. I see it a little bit differently.
But
And
I'll
go ahead,
jump in.
Randy.
I'll throw in there too to kind of double back to what Chris said in regards to he more interested in cooperating. You know what I'm saying? This whole conversation, it all leads back to family and community. Because
Facts.
building wealth, you gotta have community in order to build wealth. And you can't have community without family. So if, as in my personal opinion, as black people in general, the one thing we need to get back to is focusing on family, rebuilding our families.
Facts.
If we rebuild our families, we rebuild our communities. If we rebuild our community, then we can rebuild our wealth. But if
Facts.
we keep having this same conversation, tap dancing over, whatever the hell it is they tap dance about, I don't know, 'cause I don't be paying attention like that. But yeah, because it becomes too much. We really gotta focus back on family, and that'll lead us into a whole nother rabbit hole about all the stuff that we get to be exposed to through social media. But it's really, we gotta focus back on family and bringing our families back together.
That's a fact. That's what it is. Like,
Spending
I
more time
mean,
outside of the home.
yeah, that's the fact, Mo, and that's a fact, Randy. Like that's the thing. I always say like if I don't I'm listen like Mo will tell you Mo's better suit to tell you or even Chris like I can tell you but I don't really feel like going into it but yeah there's a lot of tax breaks and certain things that come out of being married and having a marriage that's based off of understanding business, right? This is why the rich people get married and have like one kid. You could just look that up. Like they have like one child per household, right? But they get all the tax breaks because they got the one kid, but then they also married and everything is written off from the gas they go to get the milk to like they just understand that us we have nothing so when we get a little something it's like the kid it's like the 5-year-old kid when you gave him his first $5 you go into a store he don't if you gave a kid $2,000 and took him to a furniture store he'll buy an ottoman right without it like he just like because that's what happens right that's what a child does when they first get money they want to be a part of that system and that's how we get when we get any little thing right because like I guarantee you, if like most of us took those PPP loans and got like non like 501(c)(3) shits and like did like government services, they wouldn't have went to jail because then they would have been like, yo, I started an actual non-profitable organization that fed like 30,000 people with $20,000. You know what I'm
And if
saying?
them idiots just would file a Schedule C, they wouldn't go to jail. They ain't even
Exactly.
you ain't even smart enough to keep up a 2,000 or one whatever. You're not even
That's
smart
the
enough to
point.
get
That's
an
the point I'm
MLM.
making. That's
All
the
they
point
do is
I'm
join the
making.
MLM.
That's the point I'm making. It's like, yo, it's
Can't.
just basic. It's just basic. It's just baseline knowledge that we ourselves are not privy to. I was telling my man, I was talking to JT the Pocket Watcher on Instagram, and we were talking about, how many people that polite, how many people bought that class of how to apply for a PPP loan, and he himself polite didn't get one. So it's just
Mm,
like, so yeah, I'm gonna send all y'all to jail and collect y'all money,
mm,
That's cold, man.
mm.
But
right?
that we was talking about this earlier. Me and somebody we were talking about people having discernment. People follow these people, these celebrities, have behind celebrities, Instagram people that say whatever it is they say they know or whatever, and they just fall into it
Mm-hmm.
and just start, just sending people money. And
Yep.
it's like, when?
And they get
Like,
mad when they get scammed.
And they get
yeah,
mad
then
when
you
they get
mad. Yeah,
scammed.
then you crying about how you got scammed. Why did you trust them?
Because
Yo,
it's
it's
quick and
it's
easy.
and you know what's crazy? Like it's perpetual. It's perpetual. Like
Yes.
it never stops. It's perpetual, yo. Chris will tell you, Mo will tell you, it's perpetual. Like in space that I am in sometime and Mo is in sometime, Chris rarely. Even the people that we sometimes did shows with and the people that we see on these shows, all they're waiting for is just to be the next big YouTuber just to be able to scam you.
Yep.
Like I'm just keeping it 100. Like all they're waiting to do is for one of these other dudes that they aspire to be to put them on so they can get popularity, so they can give you more pseudoscience and like scam you. That's
Hey,
just
somebody told me, oh, $20 a day, that ain't nothing. I'm like, yep, but guess what? 3 years later, let me see your portfolio and let me
yeah,
show you
20
mine.
yeah,
Like,
like
are you
if anyone
serious?
anyone tells you that $20 a day isn't nothing, all you gotta do is just multiply $20 times 365.
Yeah.
And then you multiply that by the certain interest rate you're gonna get per either
Count,
year or quarter off of what
compound.
you're investing in.
Right.
Like I said, I started with $5
$5.
and I'm
Nothing.
almost 100,000. Like no one can tell me nothing about that. I started with $5. Like that's why I tell people like that just don't bother me. That don't look. I'm gonna be butt naked with my wives eating grapes, and I don't even eat grapes. Like I don't even care. Like that stuff don't. People can say whatever they want.
But go back to your relationship conversation.
Hmm.
Folks say I'm crazy because that's how I start my my dating conversations, I go straight to the credit report and talk about
Oh
investing. And
Lord, she pulling up credit
yeah,
reports.
yeah, you know why? Because you know why? Because if you need help,
Damn.
I'm here to help you. I'm not here. I'm not asking you for your credit report to belittle you. I want to know where you could get help at so we can fix it, and so
Mhm.
that you could be a better person. And any guy that I've done that to, oh man, they're so appreciative to this day because you know why? Nobody never really give them the
Wow.
guidance, and so because they got the information now, and I'm like, and whether you be with me for the long haul or not, maybe you were able to help your brother, your cousin, your friends, and you guys could come out of your situation. It's not hard. Somebody just got to show you the ropes that you could trust. Once you get it, you're in better position to sustain it and maintain it, and you could do better.
Right.
You may be living check to check because maybe you were married before, you got to pay a little child support,
Hmm.
might even have to pay some alimony, and you got to keep up your household, and that's maybe where you broke. But if I show you how to get that credit right and you get them credit scores up and you get you some lines of credit and you could come out of your little situation a little bit, then you're able to take me out and do the things you could do for me and still
That's
sustain
true.
it and we could come up with.
That's
But
true.
at first, they give me a little side eye. I'd be like, come on, man, I ain't trying to get in your business. I'm
Well,
just trying to
yeah, I
help
think they're more
you, you know.
embarrassed than anything, right? I
They
think,
do. They'd be
yeah,
embarrassed. But then that's
yeah,
the character. That's what the character of the woman to show. Hey, I'm not trying. I'm going to show you by my character that
right,
I'm here to help you. And then once I help you and I show you, at some point, depending on how they really treat me, is whether or not I'm going to stay around with them.
right.
Otherwise, I'd be like, yo, I was just trying to help you anyway. Go and do what you do because you're not my cat. You might not be my guy, but I would just like to just help you. When PPP came out, I was at the flea market with my jury.
Right.
And the guys that would be around me, I noticed that a lot of them really wasn't tapping in because they didn't really understand that they were qualified. But when I
Mm,
showed them what to do with the taxes and why, they were
right.
scared to file taxes, this, that, or whatever. And I got them on the QuickBooks Self-Employed app or the Cashflow app, showed them how to keep up track, just the bare minimum, not a whole lot, just
Right.
the mileage, what they were doing, income, what they were pushing out as far as the expenses, what they were bringing in, just that part, and maybe some advertisement stuff. Did their taxes for their first time, showed them how easy it was, how to get a couple thousand or whatever, not trying to get a whole lot, and just showed them, hey, just keep this up right here and you win on taxes every time. Man, listen, while I was there, I never had to worry about protection. I never had to worry about food. I never had to worry about gifts. Man, they would patronize me. They would go crazy. And people would be like, why y'all all being nice to her? Because I took the time to show them something. A lot of times we can't get the guy to be the quality guy that we need him to be because they're too afraid to tell us that they don't know.
There
Or
you
they
go.
don't know how to
There you
level up.
go.
They don't really know how to step it up like that. Because
Mo, that is the you
Right.
said the word from on high. Most of these men don't know. Hey kids, you got something to say before we leave about us men not knowing? And are you gonna teach us? No, just playing.
No, I think the ladies kind of
Summed it up.
yes they did. Very much so.
See, man. Look, see, me and Chris learned from you ladies today, man. Y'all want us to have a spaceship, a 18-inch penis, a six pack, a perfect headline, a Range Rover driven by a horse, 8 figures in our bank account. We can't flip burgers. We can't drive garbage trucks. What else? We gotta have a Gregory Hines perm, a Michael Jackson glove. We just got it. We just man, we can't win. To save our,
Boy,
I just
yeah.
play. I just
So,
play. But yo, I appreciate that, man. And Kizzy, I appreciate you jumping on too, and you kept it real, man. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You represented for us average guys, man. Because
yep.
when Keisha said she said sexual wage. I said I'm making love to a garbage can tonight. Then I'm broke.
broke,
Um,
broke as a joke.
broke as a joke. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I appreciate that. Great conversation. We'll close out on that. See y'all sometime this week. I'll hit y'all up. So,
So,
peace.
peace, y'all.
yeah.